Spiritual Multiverse, Souls, Stars, and Sacred Realms. Hey new friend, I'm sure you've heard about the scientific multiverse, as this has been a mainstay in science and pop culture for years. Now when I say multiverse, some people may picture alternate Earths where Einstein's gardener won a Nobel Prize or where sandwiches make people instead of the other way around. However, what I'd like to talk to you about in this video is the possibility of a spiritual multiverse. Now please imagine a vast celestial library where every book is a living universe. The book's spines are glowing with otherworldly light. Each volume contains not just stories, but entire spiritual dimensions. This, my friend, is the spiritual multiverse. It's not just a bunch of parallel Earths where you might be a pirate or a pastry chef or the pastry itself. Rather, it's a kaleidoscope of heavens, hells, and holy in-betweens all humming in harmony. Imagine it as a vast interwoven kaleidoscope where each universe is a different expression of divine potential, spiritual vibration, and metaphysical truth. Please note, dear friend, that the spiritual multiverse may be overseen by one unifying God, or it could be that each universe inside of the multiverse is a different God. Let's now take a look at a few ways to conceptualize the spiritual multiverse. Dimensions of awareness. Each universe could represent a unique level of spiritual insight, ranging from primal instincts to transcendent unity. Some realms might be steeped in ritual and sacred myth, while others operate on pure presence, silence, or universal compassion. Souls as travelers. Beings, perhaps souls, spirits, or energy patterns, might move through these realms as they evolve, learn, or resonate with different truths. One universe could be where identity dissolves into oneness, while the other nurtures individuality as sacred and divine. Archetypes and symbolism. Think of each world as governed by different archetypal forces or cosmic principles such as creation, destruction, rebirth, chaos, and harmony. The spiritual multiverse is metaphorical, psychological, and spiritual all at once. Spiritual law. The spiritual laws might be more like principles including karma, resonance, intention, and balance. Instead of matter and energy, these realms might be composed of belief, memory, feeling, or even metaphor itself. Some mystics and philosophers already flirt with versions of this idea. They call them astral planes, non-local consciousness fields, or even inner landscapes. A spiritual multiverse wouldn't be about escaping reality, but expanding it inward and outward simultaneously. Would you like to visit any of these worlds? Or maybe you already do in dreams, visions, meditations, or moments of profound insight. Now, let's take a joyride through this mystic menagerie where angels, ancestors, and astral hitchhikers mingle like old pals at never-ending soul reunion. Warning, this video may contain traces of pretentious vocabulary, meandering metaphors, and intentional alliteration. You're welcome. Part 1. Examples from existing spiritual traditions.
Thanks, mate. I'll narrate this section and a couple of others as well. Many existing spiritual and mystical traditions contain elements that resonate with the idea of a spiritual multiverse, even if they don't use this specific term. In Hindu cosmology, concepts like Brahmanda, cosmic egg, and the cyclical nature of creation, destruction, and recreation suggest countless universes. The idea of Maya, illusion, hints at a deeper reality beyond the perceived one. Maya talks about the interconnectedness of Atman, individual soul, with Brahman, universal soul, and aligns with the idea of a unified consciousness. Buddhist cosmology describes various realms of existence, such as hells, hungry ghosts, animal, human, and god realms, and that beings cycle through them based on karma. While often interpreted as literal rebirths within a single universe, they could also be seen as distinct dimensions of experience. In Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism, Sephirot describes a hierarchical emanation of a divine attributes. This forms and sustains both the physical and metaphysical universes, suggesting layered realities. Shamanism often involves the shaman traversing different worlds or realms through altered states of consciousness to interact with spirits, gain knowledge, and heal. In Platonism and Neoplatonism, there is a concept of a hierarchy of being, with the one at the top, followed by intellect, nous, and soul, psyche. These states of being mediate the material world, implying a structured spiritual reality beyond our immediate perception. In essence, a spiritual multiverse is a concept that invites profound contemplation about our place in the cosmos and the boundless nature of spirit.
Part 2, Cosmic Layer Cake, Realms Stacked Like Divine Desserts. Now, dear friend, please picture the scientific multiverse as the world's most extravagant layer cake. At the bottom, we've got good old physical world where gravity keeps us grounded and chocolate tastes like paradise. This is the mud and miracles dimension, where we stub our toes, fall in love, and wonder why traffic is so slow. But lift your gaze, or your third eye, just a smidge higher and you'll find the Astral Layer. This is the neon-lit playground of dreams, ghosts, and thought forms zipping around like fireflies on espresso. It is here that emotions take shape. Joy might sparkle like champagne bubbles while fear slinks around like a shadowy alley cat. Ever had a dream so vivid it stuck with you for days? That's the Astral Layer poking through, winking at you from behind the cosmic curtain. If we go higher still, we hit the Causal Cosmic Layer, where ideas live before they're born into the world. This is where Mozart heard symphonies in the silence, and Einstein glimpsed equations etched in starlight. Some call it the Akashic Records or the big brain in the sky, where every genius, prophet, and mad inventor tunes in for divine cerebral downloads. And what's at the tippy top of the great glow of pure being? Some call it God, Brahman, the Tao, or the universe's comfy hammock. It is in this place that all separation melts like butter on a hot biscuit, and souls remember they were never really apart to begin with.
Part 3, Parallel Paradises. A tour of the soul's many stopovers. Now, let's mosey sideways through the spiritual multiverse's neighborhoods of the numinous. This is where every faith, myth, and midnight vision has its own zip code. Over in Valhalla Heights, brawny dead warriors feast eternally in mead-soaked block parties. Meanwhile, in Summerland Estates, the spiritualist retirement paradise, departed grandmas knit clouds into sweaters and cheer us on from the bleachers of the beyond. Now, in the Bardo Bazaar, Tibetan souls haggle with karma like shoppers at a metaphysical flea market. They decide whether or not to return for another round of Earth's wild ride. And let's not forget Hades' Hole in the Wall, a dive bar of the underworld where wayward souls sip regret like bitter beer until they're ready to try again. Even the heavens have their own HOAs, Heavenly Owner Associations. In Cherub's Cove, angels harmonise in a never-ending choir practice. And now, over in Diva Drive, enlightened beings lounge on lotus recliners, dispensing wisdom like cosmic vending machines. And hey, let's not forget about the mythological Megamall, where Zeus still hurls thunderbolts and tantrums. And in Pyramid Park is where the Egyptian god Anubis weighs hearts like a divine pawnbroker. Let's also remember Lake Texcoco, where the Aztecs' feathered serpent Quetzalcoatl slithers through the pathways, offering prophetic tasty maize. Part 4. The Soul's Joyride, hitchhiking through the higher and lower realms. So, friend, let's now consider the shapeshifter souls, who are the ultimate interdimensional road trippers. They hop rides on the Karma Express or the Grace Gondola, depending on their spiritual frequent flyer status. Some souls take the reincarnation roundabout, spinning through lifetimes like a cosmic game of musical chairs. It could be that one life is that of a farmer, the next life that of a philosopher, then the next may be a mischievous squirrel. Hey, karma's got a sense of humour. Now, other souls could catch the Ascension Elevator, vibrating higher until they're practically made of light, sipping ambrosia with the ascended masters. And every now and then a shamanic Uber pulls up. This is a spirit guide in the form of a wolf, a wisecracking crow, or your dead Uncle Frank. This spirit guide says, "Hop in, kid, we're taking the scenic route," and whisks you through the spirit worlds on a wild midnight tour. So how do we, mere mortals with Venmo and grocery lists, navigate this mushrooming spiritual sprawl? Individuals might be able to access or perceive these different realms through meditation, altered states of consciousness, or spiritual practices.
Part 5, The Divine Download, Why the Multiverse Matters. Now, you might wonder, why should I care about a bunch of invisible realms when my rent's due and my cat keeps knocking things off the counter? Because, dear cosmic traveler, this multiverse is your story too. Every prayer, every deja vu moment, every time you felt an unseen hand guiding you, that's the multiverse whispering, "Psst, you're bigger than you think." Maybe heaven isn't just a faraway castle in the clouds, but the next floor up in this Grand Soul Hotel. Maybe your dreams are postcards from past lives or future selves. Maybe your quantum change epiphany is just your soul saying, "Hey, we've been here before, so want to grab a metaphysical smoothie and compare notes?" The multiverse isn't just out there. It's in here, woven into your breath, your bones, and the quiet magic humming behind your eyelids. So the next time that you gaze at the stars, remember that you're not just looking up, you're looking into the endless mirror of a multiverse that's been dreaming of you all along. Now, dear friend, are you up for a soulful road trip? The astral highway's always open, and the pure light is free.